I joined a candle subscription service at the beginning of quarantine, and here we are. Welcome back to Too Many Candles. As I was doing yoga the other day, I thought, wow, I hate this. And I realized I hated it because I wanted something to distract my mind from how much my wrists were hurting. And focused breathing was not doing the trick. I tried. So if you're doing yoga or cleaning or meditating before bed, I offer you this, a relaxing video about Victorian invention disasters. I've discovered that a large facet of steampunk, my artistic aesthetic of choice, heralds from the Victorian spirit of invention. It's why the gear has made its way onto so much Victorian apparel. The hat is just a hat, it doesn't need a gear, but it looks cool. And with good reason. A lot of Victorian inventions became crucial to our society today, like the photograph or the locomotive. But a lot of them were not. About 10% of Victorian England suffered from syphilis, and they like to treat that with mercury. So while you breathe into your downward-facing dog, I have a lot of respect for yoga. I'm just very bad at it. Please enjoy this list of several Victorian inventions and experiments that could only have been the product of a mercury-addled brain. Have you ever accidentally created a color? William Perkins did. In 1856, he was trying to replicate a cure for malaria in his lab. Instead, he created a gooey blob that produced a mauve stain. Queen Victoria said, "I must have it," and wore the blobby stain color to her daughter's wedding. In 1818, a drunk Matthew Clydesdale murdered a fellow coal miner with a pick, a crime for which he was hanged. Thanks to the Murder Act, his corpse could be used for experiments. His body was acquired by James Jeffrey and Andrew Yule, two men who were more familiar with chemistry than anatomy. But why does that matter? It's the 1800s. They inserted metal rods into the corpse until they touched the nerves. Here are some of Yule's key observations from his experiments. A violent shuddering, as if from cold. Fingers moving nimbly like those of a violin performer. Ghastly smiles. One gentleman fainted. These experiments and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, also published in 1818, weren't inspired by each other. Both were products of a curious culture, fascinated by death and containing a whimsical grasp of science. The trouser alliance was a waistcoat that fastened to one's pants to keep them from falling over. I imagine we'd all be wearing these today if the folks at the patent office ever stopped laughing at the name the trouser alliance. Mechanical leeches, which are exactly what they sound like. Let's move on. Because Victorians did not have a sufficient fear of the woods yet, one inventor designed a portable cooking apparatus. Eggs go in one side, meat go in the other. Fire goes everywhere else, because why cook evenly when you can arson? I'm not sure why this last one didn't stick, purely for its adorable factor. Tiny spectacles for chickens. Well, I hope you learned a lot today, or I hope you got to sleep. Good night.